What is going on, everybody? This is Jackie's Interviews and Podcast once again. And right now I'm going to be interviewing my sister and my mom. I know you guys seen Jeanette Terry on a couple of my Facebook interviews and podcasts. She's the first person starring in it, and she won't be the last. I appreciate her being able to do this, because it's giving me good experience. And, it's getting other people to let her know her story as well. It's just that story alone that's gonna help somebody or bring out that person's true potential, man. So if you're able to help somebody with a story, man, and touch somebody no matter how you look, doesn't matter, man. That's what counts, man. And that voice is very powerful once again, your voice can be immortalized. So that's what it's all about, immortalizing your voice, immortalizing your potential. And right now I'm sitting here with Tiara and Jeanette Terry, man, side by side. Man, just a beautiful thing, just a beautiful mother and daughterly bond, and it's hard for these guys to keep a straight face, and that's what it's all about, man. And man, can you guys describe that motherly daughterly bond, man? What is that like?
It's cool. Yeah, it is. It's good to be cool. It's good to have a mother and daughter bond, mother and son bond, and kid bond. Right. Wasn't nothing wrong with that. That's a positive thing.
All right. Well, just a mother-daughter bond, man. It's just something special. Like me and my dad, we had a fatherly bond, son bond, but with the mother and daughter, it just goes deep. It goes deep, man, because you can actually talk to each other about anything and problems. There's a couple times where both of you might have felt down, and you reach out to each other and you're able to talk about each other about anything, and that's what it's all about. Having that strong bond. And Jeanette Terry, what do you realize? I mean, what bits and pieces do you remember about Nikki growing up? I mean, how was she like when she was a kid?
Nikki was one of the best kids. She was a friendly kid. My best memories of Nikki. She used to do this when she was about 1 year old. Nikki would never watch a whole cartoon all the way through it one. But the commercials, the kid knew every commercial. As soon as the commercial would come on, she would run in front of the TV and she would sing that whole song like I am stuck on Band-Aid and Band-Aid stuck on me. She would run and she would sing the whole little song. Then she'll run away, and then when another commercial come on that was singing again, she'd come back in front of the TV and start singing, and then that was it, But she was a good, friendly, fun kid, and everybody loved Nikki. She was just an ideal kid. She was both of y'all was good kids. I can't say y'all wasn't screamers or criers or none of that. So both of y'all was happy kids. I really had no problems there. Y'all was, some kids scream and cry a lot, but y'all wasn't like that. So I got lucky in that department.
That's good to know, both happy kids, and you were raised, by a good mother. She taught us strength and independence. Right. And that's what it's all about. That's what's made me and Nikki strong as well. And I want to ask Nikki, Tiara Terry, what do you remember about Mom? I mean, what were some of your best memories you had with, Jeanette Terry?
I mean, I guess the best memories is conversation. I mean, we always converse with each other. I mean, I call Mom almost every day for real and talk to her. So that's one of the best things. And then I know my mom used to take us. Didn't you take us to the Jones store or something like that?
Yeah, I took y'all a lot of places.
I know you took us a lot of places. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, that was in the mall, the Jones store. Yeah. So yeah, of course we went there. We went all, we did whatever y'all wanted to do. I used to call them field trips back in the day. So we went on field trips, And
then also, I know my mom's always there for me. I mean, when I've had some major stuff, Mom always came through no matter what, So, I mean, that's one of the fond memories I have of her. And then, of course, just her working long hours and then trying to come home and do something with us or whatever. So, I mean, I remember that.
And with that being said, that was part of the sacrifice my mom made. She would work long hours at the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department, which she retired at. and and still having that burden, to kind of spend that extra energy actually to actually spend time with her kids, man. That shows pure heart and motive, because she never let her work interfere with time with her kids, because she knew time was very precious. Anything can happen once again, and same thing goes for me. I'm doing this Jackie's interview and podcast. I'm doing this hard work and dedication. I'm doing all these things. But when it comes down to my son, if he needs me, I will take this shirt off, or I will do anything. And all this stuff I'm doing will be on hold, because if my son needs me, he needs me. And that's one of the things with me. I don't take anything for granted, because I know anything can happen. That's why essentially I spread the knowledge, and pretty soon somebody might be able to pick this up and where I left off and do better than me. So it's all about spreading that knowledge with me, and as well, Jeanette Terry and Tiara Terry. Both of them are pretty much just alike. I mean, very, very alike. Very. I could see it in both of their characters, and I'm gonna ask my mom. Can you explain some of the qualities you and Nikki might have that makes you so much alike or different?
Well, actually, Nikki's better than me, but I used to, for years, I was saying, I used to joke with Nikki and say things like about anger management or things like that when she was a kid growing up or whatever. But actually, I can't joke about that. I have to be truthful now. I have to speak up. She gets a lot of it from her mother. She really does, because I do have a little temper. I got a nice smile, but I got a temperament, and I mean, I'm not trying to, she gets a lot of good things. I mean, of course, that's one of our things, though. But I like that because it represents strength. In other words, she doesn't take any stuff from people, the unnecessary things from people. And neither do I. I don't believe in that. We just got different ways of going about doing it, but basically it all comes out in the end in the same, because we're just alike in that matter. So nothing wrong with that. That's just part of being strong.
Well, in your most recent interview, you said about grandma, how you're like her in so many ways, and as you get older, you finally realize it, whether it be their mistakes or habits or their well-being. You're almost just alike, and I believe that time is one big circle, and you realize how much you're like your parents, and that's a funny thing in life. So what I want to ask Tiara Terry is that in which ways are you like mom?
Well, strength. I mean, we're both strong women. We're both independent women. We're both, what's that word I'm looking for? We both have, starts with an O.
Optimistic?
Yeah.
Optimistic.
Yeah, we're both optimistic.
Okay.
We're both go-getters. Probably the same thing. We're both go-getters. I mean, we always make stuff happen no matter what the situation is.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a lot of qualities about us right there. And then we're both nice people,
Yeah.
We do good for others.
Yes, very good qualities in general, and I like that last statement you made where you said you both make it happen no matter what. And that's that drive that I believe that my mom, Jeanette Terry, has taught us throughout the years growing up, that drive, that heart to never give up, in certain situations where you might, have your back against the wall, but, it's that fight that my mom and our mom has essentially taught us to never give up no matter what the cost. She did it straight from a wheelchair, and with you being the eldest, Nikki, you had to take on a lot of responsibilities growing up. I mean, how did that go for you? How did that mold you into the person you are today, taking that responsibility?
It just molded me into a stronger person, a more mature person. It's a lot of things that I hear people my age say they didn't went through or did that I ain't never really experienced, or if I did experience, maybe later on in life or something. But for the most part, I didn't experience a lot of that stuff because I was already more mature anyway, and so that's one thing. I grew up fast, so that's one thing. Like I said, strength, because it always made me stronger. So, I mean, pretty much kind of like what I said earlier. I mean, doing what I did and pretty much pretty much had to be somewhat of an adult early on. I mean, it just taught me pretty much everything that I said earlier.
That's very true, and it also taught you what I would like to say good leadership skills, because you had to basically, when my mom was at work, you had to basically take care of me, and it taught you good leadership skills. I mean, you had to really step up to the plate, and actually at 12 or 11, you had to do adult responsibilities. And I remember my sister actually getting her first job, and she was like 14, and she's been working ever since. And it's that go-getter mentality, and the strive of independence, and that's what it takes, man. Never have I heard my sister make an excuse on anything. She would rather take full pride and make it out that hole, by herself, and that's what it's all about, man. If you can get out of a situation by yourself, not to mention if you have good people around you, I'm not gonna say by yourself, but if you have good motive around you, and you still have that independence, it's only going to make you stronger, and it's going to be able to make you get out of any situation. As you heard my sister say, that she will call my mom when she's feeling down or when she's feeling happy. That's that structure, and that's very important in a mother and daughter bond, because whenever you're able to call somebody out the blue and they're able to listen and give you advice, what bond is stronger than that? So that mother-daughter bond is just very, very strong. And I want you two to look at each other and just tell each other how you feel about each other, man. I mean, just go ahead, just go.
Right. I love you, Nick. Right. I love you.
I love you too, mother.
No.
You're my best friend, mother. I love you.
That's good. I mean, that's good. And what I'm gonna do now, I'll demonstrate. I want you to look at me, Mom. Look at me dead in my eye.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel.
Oh my gosh. No.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel. And this was all about self-expression. And putting these guys in the hot seat.
This is not how we are for real.
Right.
No, I'm gonna put these guys in the hot seat, but this is the only way. I believe my mom.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but I believe my mom is a very inspirational person, and I only have one parent now, and my dad passing away was just it was really big to me. It was a wake-up call, but I was lucky enough to have video footage I can go back to look at. I was lucky enough to have conversations that we had on the phone recorded. I was lucky enough to have pictures, videos with him, and I can have closure. And I know he died with closure as well, knowing that his son did the best he could. He loved his son. His last dying words to me were, "You are the best son ever," and that's the last time I seen him. But we always had that pure connection, and it was a father-son bond. And when I look at my mom, I look at a legacy, a pure to life legacy, that a story that deserves to be told. I look at strength, triumph. I look at all that, and I just see a very strong person. And it doesn't matter your disability or not, man. It matters. What matters is your heart. And when I look into my mom's eyes right now, I see that strength, a strength and a will that will prove the doctors all wrong. That will prove every doubter wrong. And it's been 30 years, and she has proved everybody wrong with being this strong person. And she's holding on to that strength. She's holding on to the bitter end, and she's not letting any wound, not letting any affection get to her. And that takes true heart, and that's exactly how I want to be when I get older, man. Who knows what can happen to my health? Anything can happen. I'm in good shape right now. Everything's looking good, but anything can happen. But when I know when that time of adversity hits, I want to be just as strong as my mom and my dad, and I want to fight through adversity, and I want to live on, because that's what it's all about. Because with that faith and that power and that strength that comes from your kids, that mother, that daughter bond, the strength that from within your kids, the strength from within your family will keep you pushing and it will keep you going. And that's why I look into my mom's eyes. I see true strength and true heart and true motive. So everybody, if you're sitting by somebody, look into that person's eyes and let them know exactly how you feel. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care. And no matter what the cost, you will always be there for them. And tell them that, because every day isn't promised. And if you tell them that right now, if you tell that person how you feel right now, you look them dead in the eyes and tell them how you feel right now, and with true meaning and true heart, you won't have regret. You won't have regret. And you can look back in the sky and you can be like, man, I told my dad that. I told my mom that, and it meant something. So that's what I mean by you and Nikki looking into each other's eyes and just telling each other how you feel, man. Just
happy.
The future holds for me with both my kids. See, I can't just say Tiara. I know we're talking about the mother and daughter bond, but the future holds for me with both of y'all is to be more understanding, to be more open, because you are adults, and I don't care how old your kids get, they'll always be your kids, but yet and still you do have to make that flip change and understand that they are adults. And sometimes for a parent it's very hard. We're in the middle there, because you're always going to be their parent, so therefore there's always going to be that I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm going to give it to you honestly, I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you, or that kind of thing. But also you have to learn how to listen too. And sometimes as parents we don't listen, we do more talking, because we've been doing that our whole lives. You've taken a baby from and watched him grow into a strong functioning adult, and it is hard to let that go, to let take your hands off of that, because you've guided this person their whole life. But you have to realize that everything that you put in and instilled into your child, you have to be the word optimistic, that they will follow that, and when they do fall off the path, because they've been raised on that path, that they will come back to it. It's just like spirituality. When we fall off on our spirituality, if it's something that you've been raised with, you have something to rely on and go back to. So you strive to be better every day. Every human being should strive to be better than what they were yesterday. I mean, we see all the optimistic things that are on Facebook. There are a lot of people put out optimistic statements about the future and things like that. And these things help me on a daily basis. I love my Facebook page and the people on it, because what it's done for me, reading though, just somebody can put something, maybe it's a Bible scripture, maybe it doesn't have to even be religious, it's just something positive. Hey, have a positive day today, let negativity go, those kind of statements. That's what my Facebook page is flooded with, and I love it, because sometimes just reading that, I can have a problem and I can read something, just a little 2-sentence statement, and it makes a whole difference. So I'm applying this to my life right now. I don't think about death. I know there's a possibility that can happen, but it can happen to anybody. So that's what we're all going. Death is going to happen to everybody. So you don't live your life like you're going to die. You live your life like you're going to live. And I'm not going to worry about things like that. I know my health issues are very serious, but I look at it like this. I'm going to start enjoying myself, because that's something, last year I let it stress me out a little bit, because, it was just getting to me. But this is a whole new year. Made up my mind, hey, live, enjoy. Right. Don't be worried about stuff you have no control over. So basically that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to do for both of y'all and my stepdaughter as well. I'm going to just try to be in you guys' life and do whatever I can to help.